Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse. And today it's time to move this awesome Lenovo x3550 Model 4 into the data center, because it has been sitting on the table here since I got it. I got it from Björn in Sweden because it wasn't working and we fixed that. So now it's working, it's fully updated. I even put in a solid state M.2 drive. I think I did not do that video too well. This just came out this Friday, which is yesterday for me, but for you it's probably last Friday. This PCI card is able to do 2 of these M.2 drives. The top one is an NGFF card and the bottom one is an NVMe drive. And I actually have an NVMe drive laying here on the table for a upcoming video. This is a Samsung 960 EVO M.2 and it's a 500 gigabytes, and it's thanks to my Patreon supporters. So upcoming video, teaser. But that is able to go in here, and the idea of this is that the NGFF card up here, that uses a SATA connector to connect, and it works very regular as a normal SSD, where the M.2 NVMe drive down here, that uses the PCI Express port down here, and that is often 4 to 6 times faster than a normal SSD that you would put in your machine or server. And this is more like PCI Express flash card. So yeah, that's just clarifying that. And while we are clarifying things, I did a very angry video about this monitor last Wednesday, and I got a lot of response for that. Thank you very much. Most of it was good. Some of it thought that I was a complete idiot. I am not disagreeing, but well, I was pretty pissed about this. Since then, the company Newer has reached out to me and I've gotten 3 very long emails of apologies. They are replacing this one. They are shipping over a new monitor for me, the one that I actually ordered. At the same time, I get to keep this, and they have refunded all my money. So I don't think I can ask for any more. I will consider that case closed. I do believe that they have learned a lesson in support. So let's move the server into the data center. That's what this video is all about. I updated this in a previous video. We put on new firmware on it. Yeah, it's ready to go in the data center. This server did not come with brackets. I have some brackets for a Model 2, and I'm very much hoping that they will fit. Okay, so the idea is that the server is going to be right in here. And I brought the server out here. It's sitting right here on its end, and right here I have the rails that I'm really hoping will fit here. These rails also come with the cable management arm. Well, there's not even enough room for me back there, so I'll have to not use those, but the rails would be good because I'm going to be updating this server quite a bit. It's going to be the storage server for these 2 NetApp storage shells, which I was told in the comments is also available branded from IBM, which I thought was rather cool. I would rather have had the IBM logos on there, but that's just me, you know, big Lenovo IBM fan. So yeah, we're gonna try the rails here and see how that works out. The system is that on the side of the server there are some dots, like metal thingies that holds the server in the brackets or the rails, and I'm hoping that the distance to those are the same in the Model 2, 3 and 4. It's a big hope. Let's see how that goes. Okay, anyone working with servers knows how difficult these rails are to handle when they're out of the boxes. I found that putting on gaffer tape kind of keeps everything in place. It's heavy as, well, you know the word, and but it doesn't roll out and do stupid stuff. So I found that this works great for me. So let's unwrap this. So with the server down like this, I think we can get an idea if this is gonna work. So let's move it a bit further that way and see if these holes line up. They do. So I think we might get lucky here and be able to use the rails from a Model 2. Cool. These rails kind of say where they go. This is left front, so that goes in this way. It's a bit of a weird system here. There's a couple of sticky things that goes into to the rack over here, but it works in a weird way. There's a little thingy here you opens up and you pull this out, and then you, well, I might just show it. It's weird as hell. Okay, here it is. There is not a lot of room in this rack because there is something right here, there's something right there. So let's see if we can get this. When this is pressed in, you're not able to get it in here. Because the server is gonna be sitting on this one and the one in the bottom. And then you have the possibility of putting in a screw so that, well, to be extra safe. I almost never do that because it doesn't really seem necessary. But when you use this tab and press that in and pull this one out, well, you can kind of put this one in here like this, and it locks into place, and you push, come on, and you push this back in, and it's all good. We have to do the same thing on the back of the server, but now the rails are able to come out, and it's gonna be sitting on those two. There is a better view. It's sitting on that square and that square, and I do believe that is very strong. It really does not take long to mount if you're not filming. It's just putting it in, taking this out, making sure that it goes through, and putting that back in. So there we are, mounted. And now we have to go around the back and make sure that it's in there. Okay, we are on the back of the server. Okay, let's see if we can lock this into place. Can you see anything? Yeah, you kind of have a really good view of that. Here we go. Now it's locked into place. This bottom one is making sure that the top one is not able to go out again. At least that, yeah, it's in there pretty good. If I press the blue button here, I can release it again and take it out. But there we are. So that's the system on the back. Can just do the same thing over here. Make sure that it lines up, goes in the right holes. Gentlemen. There we are. So locked in place on the back. And there is really no room for the cable arms back here. This one has some cable arm thingies, but that's just because it doesn't really take up much extra room. So, but I don't want the cables arms back here. It's too messy. So we are ready to see if we can mount this server. So let's take out the rails. Make sure that they're kind of in there. Wear your protective safety slippers and handle the server. So the trick is to line up these small dots in this, well, slots over here, and to get that, the easiest way is to put the bottom in first and click it in place in front. That's the way that it's meant to be done. So I'm gonna find this slot. You need an angle of this. It's not that easy to get the camera in here. I hope this is gonna work. The slot that I'm aiming for is right there, and there is of course one over here as well. So I'm gonna go in with the bottom first, hit that slot, on both sides, hold my leg against it, and just pop the rails in. Oh, and it's in. That was really easy. So it pops in place, and it has some locking mechanisms here. Make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. There it's in. This blue thing is for locking the server out here. When I want to push the server in, I have to release this blue button here for the rails to go in. There is one exactly like it on the other side, but well, that's about it. So now I just need to put some power cables in this, and we're good to go. And the server locks in place so that it's not coming out again. So that looks cool, right? Okay, when I actually installed the disk shelves down here, I made sure that there was a little bit of extra power. So I actually have a couple of power cords ready for this server, and there should be one down here as well, and some spider web. Well, that's better than no web. There. Why didn't this one power up? That was weird. That's very weird. Isn't that power supply in, or is there no power on this? I think we have to investigate. Okay, I managed to get it to power on all the time, and the bad connection is in this plug. It's not a physical wire, it's just a plug in there that is kind of bad. I'm gonna look into that. I also readied a couple of network connections here when I was at it, so I have some of those. I took out a server down here in a previous video, so I had those network connections laying around and just kept those. So this is a very old rack. Cable management inside of this wrap really sucks. But let's see, this one should be for the IMM2 adapter, and this one is the first network connection. So there. I think we need a little bit of slack for the cables. That's okay. I'll need to put a monitor on here because I haven't got the IMM advanced codes for this yet. So I'm not able to remotely manage this server in a usable degree yet. But well, it's in there and it's pretty cool. Then in an upcoming video we're gonna be mounting these two storage shelves with this cable and a RAID controller right there. Haven't put that in yet, but well, that's coming up. There is 62.5 terabytes of data right there, and the server itself is gonna be equipped with some storage too. Okay, the new storage server has moved in. Awesome. It's blinking right now. It is all good, so very nice. I showed in a previous video that I installed an SSD disk in this server. I'm not sure that this is going to be the server that is going to have that exact SSD disk. There's a big chance it might be the M4 up here, the Lenovo x3650 Model 4. That is going to get that one together with the NVMe drive that I just showed you in the start of the video. So this server is probably going to be booting from something else, like the USB stick. I would really like your suggestions on what to install on this to control all of this in a safe way. 48 drives. I do have the adaptive controller that is able to control all of these disks in multiple arrays, and it's also able to pass through all the drive to an operating system. So your suggestions in the comments below on what how to control this in a safe way, and make sure that if a drive dies that I don't have to use hours on replacing it. I really just want a solution where I take out the drive, unmount the drive, put in a new drive, put the drive back in, and it does everything itself. That's really how it's meant to be. So yeah, your good suggestions in the comments below. And thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again and how this turns out. Have a nice day. Bye bye.